Hello, everyone. Luis Concepcion here from Strategic Profit Line Trading, coming to you with the plan of the week for week number 8. Following is our disclosures. This content is for educational purposes only. It's not tailored to one individual, and past performance does not guarantee future results. This week, I'll be covering the news, providing a market overview of the indices and the sell-off that happened on Friday or profit taking. We have 917 companies reporting earnings this week. So again, I'll do my best to provide you with opportunities for the week. Had a pretty decent week. For week 7, we went 3-0, 25 zones provided, no entry with 21. We got 3 companies in progress with CDNS, Wings, Nice. And we got 2 companies that closed in on Friday, and Airbnb worked from week number 6. Here's what the earnings outlooks looks for this week. Again, a lot of companies and a lot of known names reporting earnings this week. I'll do my best to provide you with levels and zones that may hit this week. And here's what we did. I went ahead and I added week 7. As you can see, that brings our total to 14-1 on the year. So not a bad year. Moving so far, and a slower February than January. Moving into the news, as you can see on Monday, we have no news impacting any of our markets. So should be a quiet Monday, probably recovering from our sell-off and profit taking on Friday. Moving on to Tuesday, you got consumer confidence 30 minutes after the open. So be mindful of that for those of you who are trading. And then after hours, for those of you trading futures and Forex, we have the Australian dollar with their CPI report. Moving on to Wednesday, no news impacting it. Probably getting ready for NVIDIA earnings this week. So that probably be the biggest thing that's going to be spoken about this week. So be mindful of that. Moving on to Thursday, as you can see, we got GDP and unemployment claims. And the reaction of NVIDIA will happen Thursday morning. And that's going to be pre-market. So be mindful of that. We may have some extra volatility on Thursday. Then moving on to Friday, we got the Canadian dollar GDP pre-market, and we got the price index report being reported pre-market. So might have some volatility at the open of the market. That's going to do it for the news this week. Moving into the charts, as you can see, we had a slight sell-off on Friday, mostly profit taking. Just curious to see what that move was. 2.5%, so nothing major. It might have felt otherwise, but we still got room to go. No supply in the SPX or the SPY. First demand zone I have for you is 58.53 to 5802.48. So do not be surprised if we continue a sell-off in the beginning of the week in anticipation of NVIDIA earnings. Next, moving on to the NASDAQ. NASDAQ had a little bit more of a stronger drop, and there is no supply in the NASDAQ. The first demand level I have for you is 2540.51 to 2383. And this level has worked, but I'm going to put it in there again just in case we can bounce off of the pretty much, let's call it the 2100 area to 2612. Moving on to the Dow Jones or the DJX, you can see we closed into this level right here on Friday. So we might have a bounce on Monday and stay stagnant for the week in preparation for NVIDIA earnings. That's going to be the big catalyst this week. However, this level is 433.26 to 430.46. Be mindful of this level just in case we bounce Sunday night into Monday morning with the futures opening. There's a possibility we might just bounce early in the week. If that's the case, this level is not valid, and we will be waiting for the 425.37 to 421.62. Now, moving on to the rut. As you can see, the rut has done absolutely nothing this year. You can see we just came back all the way to where we were actually at in December. And if you want to take it even further back, last October. So the rut is pretty much in the same place since October. Now, starting with earnings, first company I have for you is Domino's Pizza. This is the level that's been holding Domino's. That's for 414.52 to 388.94. Be mindful that this level has worked on numerous occasions. With that being said, there is another level right under it at 386.51 to 366.51. On the supply side, 490.20 to 509.38 in the event of an overshoot, 557.38 to 567.57. Next, we got Berkshire Hathaway, the B shares. No supply in that. First level I have for you is 434.76 to 425.19. Next company is Lincoln. You can see this level is already working, so this is an aggressive level. However, it is one of our cheaper stocks. That level being 1736 to 1992, that is holding it down. On the demand side, 13.11 to 12.07. Next, Hims and Hers. Made an all-time high earlier this year at 72.98. We have it, it's left us a supply zone here at 64.85 to 67.44. First demand level I have for you is sitting at 32.32 to 28.21. We're right in the middle of anywhere, so it has a lot of room to move in both directions. Next, Zoom. So for Zoom, recovering from the $60 area where I had mentioned earlier this year to purchase Zoom. Um, Moving right along here. That first level I have for you is 73.73 to 71.67 on the demand side. It has another level right underneath it in the event of overshoot of 70.84 to 65.76. On the supply side, we got a long way to go. Got a lot of room to move to the upside. That's going to be 137.86 to 156.13. And that's Zoom. Next company I have for you is Fang. So on the demand side, 141.78 to 137.86. On the supply side, 190.42 to 197.74. Next I have for you is O Realty. On the demand side, 45.35 to 43.42. On the supply side, 66.35 to 68.86. Next company, TCOM, made all new time highs. Ooh, I just saw this. Made all new time highs at 77.18. No supply. First demand level I have for you is sitting at 48.35 to 45.07. Next, good old Home Depot. So for Home Depot, you can see this level is where we fell from. That level on the supply side is going to be 421.44 to 427.96. On the demand side, 371.34 to 357.21. Next, KDP. As you can see, this level is what's holding this company up. On the demand side, 30.67 to 28.61. Be mindful this level has already worked on two separate occasions. On the supply side, 36.50 to 38.28. Next company I have for you is ITRI. On the supply side, 114.85 to 121.99. On the demand side, 67.12 to 62.11. Next is Kava. Made an all new time high late last year. First demand level I have for you is 105.08 to 93.21. Be mindful that this is an aggressive level. Next, First Solar. First Solar has been in trouble all year. I think they made an all-time high about early in the year, 305, and it's been falling ever since. Pretty much dropped 50% already. First supply level I have for you is 225.45 to 240.55, and it's got a ways to go to continue falling. And that demand level I have for you is 102.29 to 95.95. Next, Instacart. Instacart's been having a heck of a year. Just made all new time highs earlier this month. No supply in Instacart. First demand level I have for you is 40.85 to 38.73. Next, we got Workday. So for Workday, both these levels are pretty much as keeping this intact. On the supply side, 291.05 to 298.27. On the demand side, 234.52 to 229.21. In the event of overshoot, your better level is at 213.90 to 208.02. Just call it 208 even. Next, we got Intuit, getting into tax season here. So it's been falling ever since we hit the 700 level, all the way down to 565. You can see this is staggering down. First level I have for you on the demand side is 526.36 to 512.83. In the event of an overshoot, there's another level here at 503.29 to 489.54. That supply level being 668.35 to 719.32. Next, we got lows. So pay attention to what Home Depot does early in the week, and it might give you an inclination of what Lowe's is going to do. And on the supply side, we got 280.71 to 287.43. And on the demand side, 209.73 to 205.61. So Lowe's has a lot more room to move than Home Depot does. Next, we got Advanced Auto Parts. On the demand side, 34.67 to 28.80. On the supply side, 60.16 to 63.19. Next, we got Budweiser. So Budweiser hit our level earlier this year, and it took off from it. That's going to be at the 46.25 level to 44.45 on the demand side. And on the supply side, we got 63.80 to 64.97. So Bud has a lot of more movement to go to the upside than the downside. Next, the big catalyst of the week and what everybody's going to be talking about, we have NVIDIA. So on the demand side, we have 108.07 to 100.77. And on the supply side, we just hit this level earlier last week, and it's already started moving from there. It's going to be the 143.68 to 149.06. NVIDIA. Next, I have Snow. On the demand side, 131.05 to 123.33. On the supply side, 226.40 to 235.49. Next company I have for you is AI. It's been bouncing between both these levels since inception. We got the 20.61 to 16.69. You can see we just came from here, went right up to supply, and we're on our way back down. And our supply level is going to be 43.86 to 53.64. Be mindful, whatever NVIDIA does, that might have a reaction to AI. Now, CRM, the Salesforce pretty much made an all new time high back in December of 369, and we tapped that level one more time and it's been falling ever since. That first level I have for you is 299.31 on the demand side to 289.12. In the event of an overshoot, you have another level here at 281.08 to 268.82. Next, TD Bank. So for TD Bank on the demand side, 46.24 to 42.95. On the supply side, 64.58 to 66.12. Next, I believe this is Papa John's, right? PZ. Yep, Papa John's. So for Papa John's on the demand side, 39.90 to 37.75. On the supply side, 62.49 to 64.89. Next for you, I have Dell. So for Dell, on the demand side, 87.14 to 74.22. On the supply side, 145.28 to 150.40. Last company I have for you this week is AMR. On the demand side, we got 71.16 to 43.75. And on the supply side, we got 286.75 to 312.04. It's gonna do it for me with the charts this week. If you're not doing so already, feel free to follow me on social media. Do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and that like button. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to email me. And then if there's anything you'd like me to cover, hit me on an email and then I'll get back to you. Until next week, happy trading.